ねえ、紅茶ない？
こちらに手伝いに来るようにと、可愛いクロージャお姉様にも言われました。
わかりました。でもまずは落としたネジを探さないと。
よろしければお手伝いしましょうか。遠慮はいりませんよ。
お気遣いはありがたいのですけど、私は自分の狭い住処の方が居心地いいんですの。
プライベートな空間は。
Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome. I really need to get a stream starting stream starting screen, I think, because all my notifications come in late. So I imagine you guys get all your notifications in late. So I figure it'd be nice to actually have something to sort of sit there until I get my own notification, so I know that you guys have your notifications. Seems sensible. That's my logic. So anyway, as I said, hello, welcome. I am just obviously clicking through my daily stuff because I went to a Christmas party last night, so I went to sleep early, didn't do anything because I was in a food coma. And it was the first real time I've been able to catch up with people for the last several years. With all the stuff going on around the world. So I'll quickly just ping as many of these things as I can to check my boxes, and then we'll move on. We'll get started. I may be a little less energetic today than I probably usually am because I am still in somewhat of a food coma. Alright, that'll have to do, I think. Use recruitment. Let's use the recruitment. What do we got? What recruitments have we got? Probably all crap ones. Yeah, that one's crap. Crap. And ooh, let's go with specialist. At least get something out of specialist. Nothing I can use, but the tickets are nice. Alright. So I was picking away at regular maps yesterday. Just the regular EX maps yesterday. So today, I'm just see that's my Twitch announcement there. That's fucking horrible, that is. Alright, anyway. Today we're going to go through, and I'm also going to shut my phone up so it stops pinging. My apologies. Alrighty. So, today I'm just going to work through the challenge modes. This is usually, because this is a rerun event, I probably won't upload a video or anything like that of these. I'm not sure. Basically, because of all the Christmas stuff going on, I'm really stretched for time. Obviously, this YouTube stuff, I'm not monetized. Far from monetized. I'm not monetized on Twitch. So I most certainly can't say this is a job. That aside, as I said, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to work through these challenge mode maps. I suppose you could say this is going to be a little look at what happens behind the scenes when I do make videos, because you'll see how my logic goes, I suppose. So, you noticed yesterday I was just bringing a fairly standardized group for the sake of working through these the way I usually would when I'm making EX videos. I'll be actually looking at what I need. I may be bringing Suzuran the whole time. so... And I probably should have used that stuff on Suzuran to level her up, because most of my operators float around a particular level. That level being 60 for my 6 stars and 30 for everything else, but I'll pop her up to 30 and we'll leave her at that. That'll do. Whoops. Alright, so, that aside. So, we'll look at this. We'll say challenge mode. Okay, 4 tiles in the battlefield can no longer be deployed upon. I don't know what those 4 tiles are, so what I typically do is I just go... well, at the very least, I'm going to need vanguards, so I'll grab 2 vanguards. So, I typically go with those 2 vanguards. So I use a practice plan. And what I typically do is I just stick my head in and I see what 4 tiles aren't available. Because, I mean, how else am I going to go in? I'm going to go in blind and then realize that I can't deploy something. So, those 4 tiles in the center there, they're not going to affect me. I don't care. I can work around those tiles. So what I'm going to do here is, I know I need high damage snipers, so... From doing the single, or the non-challenge mode of this, I know I need high damage snipers, so I'll go... Okay, I need snipers, so we'll get Jessica. Any of these snipers that have a 4th shot, or a 3rd shot thing, so... April, Jessica... probably not blue, just because of the way hers works. Because I don't know if that hits an additional target or if it actually hits the same target if there is no other target. Greythroat. None of the AoE snipers. Vermeil doesn't really work because she doesn't have that. Can we use the short-range snipers? We cannot use the short-range snipers. So we'll go back to snipers. I would probably stick away from May, but you can use May. Meteor will sort of work. But who I'm going to be using? I'm going to be using Cruz, and I'm going to be using Jessica. Both with that first skill. Cruz only has 1 skill, but anyway. I know I need 2 defenders. Now, your defenders in this particular map don't have to be particularly great. This map hinges on your snipers. G'day, Blue. So, I'll just bring these 2 because these 2 seem to work for me. Actually, I'll bring Matterhorn because Matterhorn is received. Well, he's not received, but you can purchase him from the store, so we'll bring Matterhorn. I know I need 2 healers. I'm going to need single target healers, so I'll grab 2 single target healers. Once again, I'll just grab the 2 typical ones. Outside of that, I don't really need much else because not much else is going to be going on. This is pretty much how this map plays out. You can bring a guard if you want. You can bring additional snipers. You can bring additional casters. You can do a lot of different things, but so basically the way I'm going to have this is I'm going to set this up around these 2 gramophones, and not much else will leak through. So if I want to put stuff here, I can. Ideally, what I'll do is I'll grab a fast redeploy, so I'll grab Grabble. There she is. Because I know that I will need a fast redeploy later on, and fast redeploys are typically handy in this. It's not a bad idea to grab another operator like Melantha for you guys who are just starting out. I mean, Melantha is quite nice regardless of whether you're starting out or if you've been there for ages. I mean, obviously you can use Matoima if you want. Any of these ones like Akafuyu, Utage, that sort of stuff. We will need casters down the road, so I'll just grab Armia. And I don't know, I'll grab Suzuran because I'm trying to get her rep up, her affinity up, so it's going to be nice for me to get her up and keep working on that affinity. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to start off with my snipers. And then what I'll do is I'll double check. Oh, those won't show me where they are until they're active. So then I'll deploy my vanguards. And as soon as I can, I'll pop in my healers. So, I'll deploy Mer first, because she tops everybody up. And then I'll deploy Gavial. Fast forward again. So now that these are active, I can actually see their range. Their range is a little bit bigger than I thought. Doesn't really matter though. So I can see that when these guys come in, they are attacking my snipers. If I'm really terribly concerned about that, I'll move my tanks in further up. So I'll move my tanks in here, right next to them. So, for example, 1 and 2. That way my snipers can assist, and the gramophones can assist, and when these casters come in, obviously the casters should strike at the tanks. So that's where that old mentality comes through. Outside of that though, that's it. There's nothing else to this map. So now if I really wanted to, I suppose I could have brought some ranged guards and popped them in there, because obviously I can't put anything in here, so ranged guards attack across. If I put casters in here, the casters are going to get attacked. The casters obviously won't get healed because they're out of the range of the healers. It's just that sort of thing. So I've lost one of these, but the benefit here is that this tower, the gramophone, is going to now be attacking the tanks, not my snipers, so I don't need to worry about that. That's super important, especially on challenge modes where it's typically a bit harder. Because you kind of want to minimize how much damage goes across onto your snipers, you know? And the idea of leaving our vanguards behind here is, obviously our damage is going to be pretty limited with just a single target, like a single sniper here, so obviously Cora needs to use her skill, so I'll use her skill. Matterhorn's getting a bit hammered too, so I'll use his skill. At this point in time, if I do place anybody here, it's only gonna cause issues. So what I can do though is I can just sort of sneaky in Melantha here, or your defender there. So I've lost that. So what I'll do is I'll have to do a sneaky in here. Scavenger I don't need Scavenger, so now I'm just kind of working out where I can go from here. So Cruise is done. I don't need Cruise anymore, that job's over. So at this point, I'm pretty much just playing by what's going on the map. So this is done. Get rid of all this. I don't think anybody I put here can actually assist with what's going on at the top there, so that's... Why aren't you... Oh, that's it. Anyway. So that's the mentality that goes through that particular one. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing today. I'm just going to be working through these, showing you guys what goes through my head, showing you guys what you should probably be looking out for when you're doing it yourself. They're not exactly clear guides, but you get the idea. So all enemies have increased movement speeds on this map. Now, you may think, well, that's not a huge issue. The huge issue is that because of the increased movement speed, old mate here is going to do his laps a lot quicker, which means you need to get the damage on him a lot quicker. So once again, the group is more or less the same. It does help right now, though, to have AoE guards as opposed to regular anything else. So, for example, I would look at this and I'd go, oh, okay, so I need an AoE guard. So, there she is. So I need a Stell. No drama there. Now, the other side of the coin is that I would not dip down to use Poppica in this. You probably could get away with it if you had a different healer, but the big issue is that we're going to have like these enemies here dealing massive arts damage, and that's where we're going to have issues. So I'm not particularly concerned. These ones, the normal ones, I'm not concerned about. They're whatever. The Winter Wisp-Blood Magisters, I am concerned about. And that's why I would only really bring in AoE guards that you're pretty happy to bring in. So confident that they're going to actually get the job done. So let's just have a look at our AoE guards. AoE guards. We've got Savage. Savage will work. I know, Savage. Gasp. Everybody goes crazy. Obviously, Blaze. Who else have we got? Who else is AoE? Barocca. Barocca will work. One more. That one. Spectre. Don't use skill 2, use skill 1. Use skill 2 and you will hate your life. Now, you can also use, if you do so desire, obviously, you can just stick with using your defenders, and that's totally cool. You don't have to worry about that. There he is. So, for this particular one, just because of the way that those guys blow up, if you are using Matterhorn, I'd be using that second skill. Just because it cranks his resistances up well through the roof. So, obviously, when we're going in, we double check what we're going to need primarily. So, neutral. Say, physical, definitely physical. So we need physical. We got to get physical. So, stuff like Armia, pointless. Suzuran, well, Suzuran's probably just along for the ride again, so we're not going to worry too much about her. Actually, I am going to worry about her. So, did I grab Ethan? No, I didn't grab Ethan. So we're going to grab Ethan. We are definitely going to be using Ethan with skill 2. Because that's going to bind that rock golem in the center. And what we're also going to do is you're going to want a really good slower to sort of bind that rock elemental. So, Earth Spirit is really good for this map. Obviously, you can just use someone like Danko. You can use Orchard if you really want. I'll use Orchard. Because why not? And that's about it, because you're going to remember that you're going to be really heavily limited here. So you can use... We can bring along somebody else. Where is Catapult? We're not really going to be relying on Catapult, but we're going to bring her along just in case something works out in our favor. So, as you see, we have the big roundabout. It's going to do a couple of laps and he's going to take off. So we're going to go 1, 2, get those vanguards in. And then we want to start slowing that golem down. So deployment points, then we want to start slowing this guy down. Again, we want to start slowing this guy down. Ethan does a tremendous job at this. Okay, so what's next? Now you can put your snipers here, or alternatively you can move them forward 1. It's really up to you guys. Sometimes it's not as simple a choice as I just made. So next we want to go 1, and I'm going to put in my other healer. Now my other healer I can just shove in up the back here, but she's going to get hit by stuff, so we're going to put them back a tile. Now there is a reason for that. Because when guys explode, we want to make sure that our healers are well away from the explosion. That said, Orchard and Ethan may very well get killed, but we want to try and do the best we can to avoid that. So once we've got our deployment points up, we can get our defenders in. Now, ideally, if you are using an AoE guard and defender, you'll put your AoE guard here. Why do I say that? Because this rock golem, when it goes out, it's coming out this left-hand side. So you kind of want to make sure that your defender is here, because that's who's going to be getting pummeled if worse comes worse. So there he goes. I don't actually know why my healer took damage but Cruz didn't, but anyway, it might have been because there was another enemy there. So, as you can see, this is going the way it is. Now, alternatively, a lot of people will tell you that you want to put something up here so that these guys are getting killed before they come into the fray. You can do that. If you're very confident that you can get this golem down. So you brought, say, a very heavy group of 5 stars. You can organize your team to do that. I'm certainly not going to tell you can't. But the idea is that you absolutely need to make sure this golem goes down. Because this golem will one-shot most things. I'm not going to say it'll one-shot everything, but it'll certainly give most things a good run for their money. So Cora's about to get smacked again. So I'm just going to use Cora's skill here so she doesn't get smacked. Which she did anyway. So I'll just replace with a fast redeploy. I'll take that fast redeploy out and I'll replace it with Courier, because Courier is the tankier. Now the golem is the only thing left, and I believe it's on its way out. So I don't need these guys anymore. I'm going to pop in Catapult to get that extra damage I need. And now I'm just going to start slowing this. So that's where the important thing is at this point in time. I want to slow this rock golem down. And I may not actually have the damage to get this down, because I'm not sure if it's still got one more lap on it or not. So I don't think it does. So I'll slow this down again. I'll take out Courier. I'll put in Cora. I think I may have very much cocked that up. I don't know why I used Catapult skill. Didn't need to use Catapult skill. So pop in Matterhorn. Pop in Gavial. Because having the two healers is absolutely going to help with keeping Matterhorn topped up. Hopefully Matterhorn will stay topped up. I'm kind of relying on my two healers here. So as you can see, the two healers are doing perfectly fine. Now once Matterhorn's skill goes up, I'm going to be far less concerned about what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wait until this rock golem is well into its animation, so when it rears up, then I'm going to use Matterhorn's skill. Because as you can see, it goes from just about one-shotting him to only doing half health. So I really, really, really want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of that situation. So I'll fast forward this and everybody's just going to go on their own. And this is why I say that you should probably be pretty wary about facing a damage dealer up, because it may actually stitch you up in the end when you need all this extra damage. So I'll fast forward this, because at this point in time, even if Matterhorn goes down, I have 4 other operators I can deploy just to delay. And that's it. So now, you're probably looking at that going, well, you've just brought in a whole bunch of E2 4 stars, so what happens if I've got 3 stars? If you're using only 3 stars, like if you're a newer player, that challenge mode may be really, really rough for you. That is one of the rougher ones because it doesn't really give you a lot of wiggle room. Because, I mean, you'd have somebody in the center here, you know, I don't know, Midnight, say, for example. And it would just be really, really messy. I mean, ideally, if you were doing this in a challenge mode, you'd be bringing in somebody's Yafiala and you would just be burning that rock golem down. That would be the simplest way, is just bring in a Yafiala and just burn it down, or even a Silver Ash, because you can pop in a Silver Ash just here facing up, and that Silver Ash will make a big mess of everything. Either way, skill 3 to win. So now this one's another hard one just because of how it works. All allied units have -1 block. That makes life really, really difficult. It makes it super difficult for your vanguards, so you really do need to bring in 2 block vanguards for this, because that -1 block even affects your single block vanguards, so everything's just going to charge through. Operators like Quora, who have +1 block, really helpful for this. Now, for this particular one, I'm going to do another swap, because I would be looking at operators like Shirayuki. Nearly everything else is going to be identical. I'm happy with Jessica and Cruz. If at this point in time, if you have better snipers, then by all means bring better snipers. So at this point in time, I would definitely be looking at operators like, say, Vermeil. I would absolutely be looking at better slowers. So when I say better slowers, I would be looking at operators like... I saw her a minute ago. Yep. Yep, I've lost her. Supporter. Oh, that's why I can't find her. She's 45. I would be bringing in operators like Podenko. Because I know a lot of people look at Earth Spirit, who is definitely a one-trick pony, and they don't like us, so a lot of people tend to swing to Podenko. Estina's another quote-unquote, even though she's a 5-star, a lot of people sort of look at her and consider her like entry-level slower. I don't know why I have deep color selected. But that's about where I would draw the line here. Oops. So yeah, I would be bringing in different slowers. Alternatively, at this point in time, you can also start looking at Armia. Just because of how the map layout is. But I'll try it with this and I'll see where it goes from there. Because this map is really, really janky. It looks confusing and it's very easy to get confused. So basically, we have 2 lanes here and 1 lane here. You'll notice when the first one comes out, it goes all the way around and back. So this lane goes all the way around and back. This top lane goes off to the right here as well, and this center lane comes up. So, I mean, I don't expect anybody to really remember that. But what we're going to do, highest damage here, second Vanguard here, so they can attack the ones that come down. It is helpful to have slowers here, but I'm not going to tell anybody that they have to, because that's ridiculous. It absolutely helps to have a Vanguard, a sniper facing backwards. And we're going to place another sniper here. So just be mindful of ranges. Arts dealer here. Healer. And another healer. So I'm going to use Armia's skill on this enemy here. I am desperately waiting for deployment points. So one of these is going to go through. Oh no, that's alright. Vermal got it, but I think one of these is going to get through. So I'm just going to wait. No, I'm not. I don't have to. So one of those is going to go through. We're going to use our fast redeploy. Fast redeploy is also going to bait damage from that. So that's helpful. So right now I'm just waiting for Vermal to finish that off. Sorry, not Vermal. Oh, I suppose Vermal. Scavenger to finish that enemy off. I'm not rushing through that. That was my fast redeploy. I don't care. So now I'm going to put Matterhorn in here. Now the reason I've got Matterhorn in there is basically because Matterhorn has better resistances. I'm going to put Ethan here, facing up. So I'll use Armia's skill, I'll use Vermal's skill. So once again, I've got a little bit of leakage. Someone's caught it, so that's okay. So here comes our first exploding enemy. And this is where slowers sometimes help out. So where Jessica is, you would have a slower, for example. Now, I don't have a slower. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take Jessica out and not slow that down because that's not going to work. So I will just plop in Cora there just to try and slow that enemy down. Now that enemy is going to do all sorts of bad things. I know that enemy is going to do all sorts of bad things. I'll use Vermal's skill. And there's a very good chance at this point in time that everything is going to go very, very, very pear-shaped. I'm worried about Gavial. Gavial's fine. Matterhorn has his skill up, so I couldn't care less because I knew he'd walked that one off. You'll notice that I did put in Shirayuki. Now, Shirayuki there is for... I suppose you could say it's for a reason. Now, the next one that comes through is going to be really bad. So this one here. So what I'm going to do at this point is just do my best to try and get some damage on that. I'm going to put Jessica here to hopefully start baiting some of that damage, which it has. That enemy's gone down, so I'm happy. Now, once Jessica goes down, we're going to replace with Gravel, again, to bait damage. And that's it. So that is a little bit dodgier. It makes it a lot easier if you've got slowers. Because as I said, where you've got Jessica initially, you would be using a slower. So up in this corner here, you would have a slower probably facing down. And that would make your life a hell of a lot easier if you're struggling to get those enemies down. The problem is that you've got to find a way to really slow them down. Now, that's where the big issue is, but sometimes it takes a little bit of jiggling. Now, this map I hate. All allied units have significantly decreased attack. For this particular map, you may need to bring 6 stars to get it done. Or a 6 star, I should say. Just because of how much damage you actually need to throw out. It does require a hell of a lot of high damage just because of this significantly decreased attack. So I probably wouldn't be looking at my typical 4-star group. I would be swapping Amir up to skill 2. I'll be looking at Shirayuki and saying probably not. I would be probably looking... I would probably be going for a typical Yafyala at this point in time. Obviously, we still have the same sort of restrictions as we did before. These guys are shielded, so obviously causes a little bit of trouble. We don't have any exploding enemies, so we don't super need heavy-duty tanks. So I would be looking more at tanks or AoE guards. So, I mean, for instance, just as a straight-off example, I enjoy bringing Liskarm, so I would consider bringing Liskarm. As I mentioned before, I would consider using, say, Spectre or Savage. The problem with Savage is on this map, I don't think she will get any of her buffs, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. Ethan, probably not particularly useful. I'll keep him, but I don't think he's going to really help me. At this point in time, Mer's probably not a good idea either. I would be substituting her for an AoE healer. Just because this map makes it really difficult and a lot of your operators are going to be spaced out pretty heavily. So once again, I'll just have a quick glance at what the enemies are. Going into this, we have rock golems there, whatever. They're all health. So, weak against arts. But they absorb arts damage. So that's kind of an issue. We can't throw arts at them. So we need a physical team, so obviously Yafyala's probably not going to be the best option. So you would then switch to, say, Exousia. Skadi would be okay for this. Silver Ash skill 3. Kirby with skill 3. Yeah. Now deals physical damage, so I'll swap over to Kirby. Ethan does deal arts damage, but I'm not too fussed about that. Amia, as I said, I'm keeping her around just as an extra form of damage. Vermeil and Jessica I'm kind of okay with. So I'll look at this, I'll go, okay, let's give this a crack and see how it ends up. Melodic Front. So obviously we'll throw our Vanguards in, make sure they're next to these gramophones so we get a head start. This gramophone here is going to be your key problem. So we're going to throw a fast redeploy in. Use that skill. So I'm going to throw Vermeil here. I'm going to pop in Jessica here. AoE healer here. Okay, Ethan here, facing up. Now this map really is one of those places where having a hell of a lot on the map is a good thing. So, second healer in. Now you'll notice that everything that comes out of this lane here is going to be trying to attack that. So we're going to pop Kirby there facing down. Now that's not ideal, I get that. But unfortunately that's the best I can offer. The alternative is, however, if you have another operator like Ethan, so say Manticore or what is her name? So I'm going to lose Kirby there, so I'm just going to yank her out. I'll replace these Vanguards with tanks. What is her name? Kirara. If you have someone like Kirara, you can use her. This is also where fast deploy operators like Red come in handy to get these guys down. April will come in hugely handy. So I'll fast forward this. Oops, I need to do this. No! Alright. So, I bollocks that up because I wasn't paying attention. And I also want to make a quick change. Is that one? That is the one. So, actually, yeah, now looking at things, I actually have a better idea. So I'm actually not going to bring Kirby. I am going to bring April with her second skill. Yes, April with a second skill. The rest of those I'm happy with. Army is kind of pointless, unfortunately, so because I need more ground units or ground-based operators, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and throw in, I mean, you can use Red if you want another fast redeploy. I don't have another fast redeploy, so I'm just going to grab, where is she? There she is. I'm just going to grab Matoimaru. I'm going to pretend I don't have Project Red. You have to excuse the scraping behind me. I turned my fan up and now my single page of my calendar is blowing like crazy. So, same as last time. I'm going to throw our Vanguards in. Fast redeploy here, just to keep this gramophone started. Throw Ethan in here once, as for the same reason, same reason, we want to get this gramophone going. Now we want to pop in Jessica here. Vermail in here. And completely forget that we need healers. Because I'm a derp like that. You can also use short range snipers in this too, just because of how close things are. So you can use like acid drop. Because you really don't need a lot of range on both of your snipers. So if you just have, if you want to bring acid drop, you can. And just a regular sniper. AoE snipers will work as well. Because everything obviously piles up. So try this again without stuffing this up. Whoops, that's a good start. 1 and 2. So this time I will actually bother to just deploy healer. Skill, fast redeploy. Vermail. Jessica. And now I'll put Ethan in. That wasn't Vermail. Disregard that. I totally didn't make a mistake there. Second healer in here, and I still haven't put Ethan in. So I got my wrong operator. So cycle Vermail's skill as frequently as you can. Her skill cycle's really, really good, so you don't need to worry about that. So this is where I would be deploying my April if I didn't bollocks everything up. So what I'll actually do is I'll just deploy Melantha to try and counteract what's going on here. It's not going to be a very good counteract, but it's the best I've got on short notice. So there we go. That enemy's now started to move. I'm going to try and hold Melantha in there as long as possible. Oh, well, that was optimistic, but anyway. Okay, so now I want tanks, so I will just pop in Cora there. I'll pop in Matterhorn here. This enemy is coming down, so I'm going to deploy April to finish it off. I'll use Ethan's skill. There we go. Could cycle Perfumer's skill, so this one, as you can see, is still struggling a little bit. So once this activates, what I'll do... I need to use this skill. So there that goes. Fast redeploy out, and then I'll swap my fast redeploy in over here to make sure this one activates. So fast redeploy in here. I will deploy Melantha there because I can. Basically, she is going to attack this enemy because they thankfully moved forward for me. So that means that Melantha is going to be saving this gramophone, and I am going to be completely ignoring what's happening with my tanks. Okay. So obviously that wasn't working. So we need to start looking at what's going to work on a different level. Now, I suppose you can turn around and you can say, well, I can migrate Ethan, I can bring a second specialist who will do the same job as Ethan. Alternatively, I can bring a different sniper, so I can bring AoE snipers, so I keep sort of needing to remind myself that this isn't the way it used to be. So, for example, I can bring my favorite operator at the moment. I'll bring her with that skill. I'll double check where I'm placing Jessica. So Jessica will be here, so I need somebody with a bit more range than what Pinecone has. So what I would be doing in that case is I would be going, okay, well, Jessica, you're not particularly great for me. I will just double check something else though. Okay. So what I'll do is on that side, I will bring... note you can bring Platinum with skill 2 on this particular map to replace Jessica with what I'm going to do. Or you can bring... Where is she? She should be here. There she is. Shiryuki. I'm kind of satisfied with my tanks. I'm going to swap Horn out because I'm not a massive fan of Matterhorn. The other side of this particular coin is that defenders like Asbestos and Durnar, really, really good. So let's bring Durnar. I'm satisfied with Cora. Durnar should be fine. Ethan should be fine. I'm going to move him. And I will keep Melantha, because she should be okie dokie as well. So basically all I'm going to do is rotate a couple of operators. I've swapped a couple of operators out, as you saw, just to get a bit more damage. For the most part, deployment will all be the same, though. So this is kind of what you guys don't see behind the scenes, so I don't want that faster deploy. 9, 10, so I'm going to do that. Now, the way things are going to have to be deployed, though, are going to be a little bit different. Just because of the operators I've had to bring in at the moment. So we're going to use that skill. We're going to deploy our healer. Because we have 2 super expensive operators now, as opposed to 2 very cheap operators. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to put Ethan in here. Now Ethan's going to help Courier, hopefully. That's the that's the ideal. Whether or not that actually works, I don't know. But next we're going to put in Shiryuki, because obviously this side is falling. So we need help here, full stop. Now Scavenger is going down, which I'm not particularly chuffed about. So I was hoping that Perfumer's global heal would help. So obviously it hasn't. So we need to work something else out. I'm gonna just take the same I'm gonna take the same operators. I'm not gonna change anything because I can look at that and I can easily go, oh, okay, well that was on my end. That was poor deployment. And I think I just went to the wrong map, but that's okay. So we're going to do the same thing. 1 and 2. We identified that there was a problem. So we're going to go our map-wide healer, because we do need healing whether we like it or not. Korea absolutely needs help, so we're going to use Shiryuki for that help. Now we absolutely know that Scavenger needs help. So what does Scavenger need? Well, probably a healer is the bottom line. Now, is Scavenger falling behind? The answer, absolutely. So we're going to use Matoimaru to balance that. Scavenger will now catch up when her skill cycles, so I can use Shiryuki's skill here. Scavenger will catch up now, so we're going to plop in Pinecone. And Pinecone will actually carry the rest of that. So after that, Ethan, now you can face... I suggest facing Ethan that way, but you can face Ethan that way if you really want. So we've just had an activation of a gramophone. I'm not super concerned about it. It is what it is. It's shooting Melantha. So from here, now I'm just going to deploy gravel. I'm actually just going to let Melantha go. Because Melantha can pretty much tear that enemy apart, so... I'm going to use her skill and just let that go. If she lives, she lives. If she dies, she dies. I'm pretty happy with my deployment points at the moment. So I'm going to put the better of my two tanks here. I just want to run that once more. There we go. So I'm going to put the better of my two tanks here. And I'm going to put Donar there. I'm going to use that skill, use that skill. So, in a twist of irony, Melantha is still hanging in there. I actually don't know if this is going to be enough. So Donar's skill is ready, I'm just going to use her skill. I'm trying to work out who just died, because I wouldn't have a single clue who just went down. So, pretty much we can see immediately here that this side is okay, this side is not. So that's played out fair enough. I'm quite satisfied with what I've taken away from that. And I mean, I realize that a lot of people may bash their heads against these maps. I guess this is why I'm doing this stream, is because I want to show people that if you're working on a map, getting run over like that is not the end of the world. So, okay. We've established that where Pinecone is where we're weak. So how can we fix that? Well, there's a number of things we can do. We can step it up. We can go one step up, and I can go, okay, well, let's use Executor or Ayerscarpe. I don't mind Executor. You can use Ayerscarpe. Ayerscarpe's the same thing. So we'll step it up first. That's what we'll do. We'll take one more step up. I'll leave April because I don't particularly care too much. I know that sounds really, really weird, but I'm happy to sort of sit here and see how this goes. So the big thing is, if you're doing this through yourself, just identify where your weak points are and then just step up. Step up with what you believe you need. So we're just going to go 1, 2. So the exact same deploy. The only difference is I'm going to be putting Executor where I had... yes. my other sniper. So, we're gonna go 1. Which is probably a poor move, because I was just whinging that Courier's side was weak. So I may need to catch an enemy here. Which I do. That's not a huge issue, I'll just use a fast redeploy. I'm definitely going to have to use this. So, are we going to have issues? I think I'm going to have issues, actually. So that's fine. I guess that's kind of why I brought April in the first place, really. So we need a second second healer. Second healer. Do that. I'll put Melantha there. Ethan's going to go in next when I get the deployment points, which is probably going to be a bit harder than I thought, because I'm all over the shop at the moment. So, Ethan. Once again, you can put in Ethan whatever way you feel is best. I'm going to use my fast redeploy here because I would like, even though I don't know, thought I left it too long, but I haven't. Now, obviously, Melantha is Cactus here. I can't keep her in. I need to start charging skills, so I'm going to take out both of my vanguards and pop in my tanks. You need to go. I'll use your skill. My fast redeploy is done. Use Ethan's skill. Because I need to get that gramophone active. So right now everything is going the way it's supposed to, I suppose you can say. So I'm going to pop in my fast redeploy here again. Here comes our big rock golems. So these are our enemies of problem. I'm going to use Durnar's skill, which may cause me issues because I don't think my fast redeploy, my AoE heal is going to keep her up. So I'll deploy April here. Ethan's skill, just to try and bind up some enemies. Now, where the issue is that that gramophone shouldn't be active on the red side. So that's where my immediate issue is here. Alternatively, you can also see, and I didn't actually realize this because, as I said, the last time I did this, I threw 6 stars at it, so I burned it to the ground, basically. You'll notice straight away at the end there that the rock golem started pathing back and forward at the end. So that means that I can actually deploy my tanks all the way at the back here. Which is going to give me a hell of a lot more room to do a hell of a lot more things. So, we're going to take that on board. And by taking that on board, that basically does mean that what we can do now, as ridiculous as this is, what that basically means is that we can now just go, okay, well, we can use a map-wide nuker. Operators like Executor probably aren't necessary because of it. Which I kind of realized that if you don't have this sort of units to throw around like I'm doing at the moment, this can all seem a bit ridiculous, but at the same time, I think it's nice to see how much struggling goes into making videos, clear videos. I do struggle as much as everybody else. So now I've just basically got to look at where I'm going to redeploy stuff. So if a tank's going to be here, I'm probably going to use an AoE healer here. Maybe. Just trying to think. Probably. So we probably... I can't use Pinecone. Pinecone won't work. I can, however, use Acid Drop, who I was talking about earlier. That's because we need somebody who can attack beside them. Pinecone and that sniper archetype cannot. April I'll just leave in. Melantha I'll just leave in. Alternatively, if you have somebody who can self-heal, so again, this is where it comes down to using someone like, say, Matoimaru, who can self-heal. Those sorts of operators will really come in handy. And I'll show you why. I'll bring Matoimaru so you can see why. So I've left everybody the same, and I'll just make the changes that I saw before. So I'm going to deploy my vanguards in the exact same way I did before. I know I put them down in a different order, but that's okay. This time I'll be looking differently, so I'm going to go... Yes, like that. And... like that. Now the one key difference here though is that I'm going to need to be using operators like this. I'm just being very careful about where I'm deploying stuff at the moment, so bear with me. So I'm going to use my fast redeploy here. And healer there. Now this is, because I've changed this, this is actually where you can start swapping around where Ethan aims. So I'll aim Ethan down this time. So everybody's still doing completely fine from what I can see. There's no immediate issues. I am going to swap out my fast redeploy. So what I'm going to do is swap my fast redeploy out. Swap my Matoimaru in. Now Matoimaru will kill that using someone like, say... well, I don't actually know. Because my Matoimaru is pretty beefed up. Because I'm doing silly things with her, so... But, so, now she is completely independent, she can heal herself, and she gets this, the acid healing from Perfumer. So, our first big enemy's here, so we'll use Acid Drop skill. Now I'm going to start cycling in tanks. I'm going to start cycling in tanks down here. I'm going to wait for Courier's skill to go through first, as this lane is perfectly okay. There we go, and then I will swap him in with Durnar. So as you can see, this so far has gone a hell of a lot better. So I don't care about that enemy can do that. I'm going to stick this fast redeploy in here, I'll use Ethan's skill, because this enemy's just going to keep doing what they're doing. This gramophone should activate, maybe. Oh no, it's got two enemies on it. So now basically what's going to happen is I've got all these enemies here. I'm just going to use Yafiela's skill. And wowee, look at how simple it is. Matoimaru, that was my fast redeploy over here, by the by. Now, I was leaving Grabble in there until she died anyway, because I want that gramophone active. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to deploy Courier here. Matoimaru has only just got through that by the skin of her teeth, because these two started trying to swap that gramophone over. I can use Acid Drop skill here. I can use Ethan's skill. Now that gramophone I'm probably going to lose by the looks of it. There it goes. Swapped over. So that's attacking Durnar, so I couldn't care less. So there goes Courier, so I'll just replace him with a fast redeploy. just lost Ethan, so I am a little concerned about that, but I'm just going to use April to finish off these enemies. So I'll fast forward this, because she should, well, actually, she's not doing any damage to that guy. She's now. I think the gramophone is just out healing her. Anyway, it doesn't matter because all the gramophones that have swapped, they're all attacking tanks. The only one that's not is this one who's attacking my poor healer. So I'll deploy 2 operators here. Just to sort of really go to work on that gramophone, because I'm expecting this enemy to start trying to change that gramophone. So I'll pop in Ethan back over here. I just lost Scavenger, so I'll replace with Courier. Again, the idea is just to swap that gramophone back. Effie's just got in range of one of them. So at this point in time, I can use Effie's skill, and Effie will at least blow up at least one of them. I can put April here, who's stealthed, and she'll get rid of the next one. So, a lot harder than it needs to be, but yeah. Now, if you're using Project Red, you can just use Red and drop her in with skill 1. And she'll make a big mess of those enemies. So this one, my also not so favorite one. So this one also has these nasty little enemies that decide they want to run up and blow up. So 2 slowers helps to get rid of them. Not get rid of them, but it helps to minimize the damage they do. So Effie's probably not great for this. If you're going to use a 6-star, I would probably consider bringing someone like Angelina, who has a slow. Doesn't really matter which skill you want to use with her. Skill 1, 2, or 3 will all work. I'll start off with basic slowers, so... So I'll use Podenko, and I will use... and I'll use Earth Spirit. I'm quite content with most of all this. I will probably need 2 single target healers, so I'll swap another healer over to Suzuran. Fast redeploy is still useful. Ethan is still kinda useful. Although Ethan can sometimes do more harm than good. I'll leave Durnar in there. But this again is another one of those maps where sometimes it's probably better off to have an AoE guard. Now I quite like Estelle, but that's me. I don't need Matoimaru for this. That's probably about it. If you want to use... Nah, there's probably not too many other ones you can use. I do like Blue Poison for maps like this where everything's clustered up. Because basically what's going to happen is everything's just going to cluster up in this round circle. And if you look at the enemies, like... most of them are defense low. So operators like Blue Poison absolutely work wonders on this map. Because she can attack 3 different enemies at once. So, obviously, operators like Acid Drop are not so good. Alternatively, though, we can go back to operators... the heavy-hitting operators, like, as I said, Executor, use first skill, or... Pinecone. Also first skill.
私の出番ですね。
Oops. So from there, we'll just I'll go in with this. I'll have a look. Same thing as usual. I'll go in. I'll have a look. We'll see how we go, and we'll make changes. Fairly straightforward. I also didn't look at what the challenge was. So as you can see, everything that comes out of this entry lane is going to run up and around. So I'm going to start by putting 2 vanguards in here. I'm going to have them facing up, so obviously they can attack as things go through. Next, they are obviously going to need a healer, so I'm going to put my best healer on them. Then we're going to need slowers, so I'm actually going to put 1 here like this, and 1 here like this. Now, Podenko, I'm putting that because she has her spores, so I can just toss spores in that group. So, nothing too special so far. It's all quite straightforward. I want to make sure that those 2 are healed, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use that healing skill. I have somebody here that's trying to attack my healer, so I'm going to put in my fast redeploy. Pinecone facing up. I will use my slower skill. And now I can start, I think now I can start cycling stuff in. So we have 1 enemy here that's probably gotten a little bit further than he should have. It's okay. So I'm going to put in my tank. No, I'm going to put in my AoE guard and my tank. Now, ideally I probably wouldn't use an AoE guard there, but I have. So I'm going to use Podenko's skill, which didn't really go where I wanted it to. From that, I'll just stick Ethan there, because in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done what I did there. So I'm going to just burn through as much of these skills as I can. Try and get as much damage down as I can. And as I've worked out, a lot of stuff hasn't quite worked out the way I wanted it to. Which is a bit unfortunate, but that's okay. So... yeah, I should probably look at that. And they take control of gramophones fast, so okay. So I need to make sure those enemies are going down, basically. So what I would probably consider doing here now, in hindsight of all that, is I would probably consider not bringing you, and I would honestly consider bringing in somebody like... to make life... If you were going to make life absolutely easy for yourself, let's just say... Let's say you don't have a lot of 6 stars, but you've got mates that do. I would consider bringing in a Silver Ash with skill 3. And that will make life unbelievably easy for you. So, I wouldn't bring Estelle. these two are fine. Pinecone is probably fine. I'm still pretty iffy about Suzuran, but that's okay. I'll cross that bridge in a minute. The two slowers are fine. I mean, if you don't have Earth Spirit, that's entirely okay as well. You can just bring Orchard. Where is she? There she is. I just prefer Earth Spirit because she's a better slower. She slows, that's what she does. I would try to bring two slowers though, so Pedenko is my other slower. So, a single tank, Silver Ash makes your life super easy, or as easy as it probably can be. I don't think I really have anything else. If you want to bring second fast redeploy, because I've got Gravel there, obviously, bringing Project Red with Red's second skill, the stun, is really helpful. That's about all I've got for anybody, though. Anything to slow stuff down, really. If something has to stop and attack something, that means that it's not, you know, it's not running through something. So the more fast redeploys you have, the better it's going to be. And that's about all I've got, really. So we'll start off exactly the same as we did. I'll actually swap my Vanguards around, though. Swap Courier in there, because Courier's a bit tankier. 9, 10, there we go. Second. Then we'll throw in our healer. Because they're going to need a healer. Same thing, we'll use our slowers. Do that. Use fast redeploys where you have to. Now, anything that comes out of here is going to try and turn this first gramophone. That's super important to remember. That's the gramophone you kind of want to beef up, I guess. For lack of a better term. So we're going to use Suzuran's skill. At this point, I think we need to throw in Silver Ash. I'm just having a look at what is actually being blocked by Scavenger. So that's it. So we're going to throw in Silver Ash now. We're going to throw in Ethan. And I would like to get rid of Courier, but I can't just yet. So I'm going to use my fast redeploy here. I am going to lose a gramophone, I think. I'm not actually sure if I am or I'm not, to be entirely honest. So we want Pinecone here so she can attack that whole region. I'm going to use Ethan's skill to start blocking people. I did just lose one of the gramophones, so there it goes. Oh, they have long range. It's not very nice. So I probably want to put down people in a bit of a different order than I have. Pop in Courier. Not Courier, sorry, Cora. So once again, we have a very impolite enemy here who is turning gramophones, so we're going to need to do our best to work through that. This is another map where you can probably honestly get away with Yefyala. In fact, you'd probably well benefit from Yefyala. Now, I'm not sure how much damage those guys are going to do. Because I'm just looking at everything that's just tearing through here. Yeah, okay. So we're going to need to bring in Yapyala. That's unfortunately the way that's going to be. Because we're going to need something rather big and heavy for that last big wave that floods through. So we'll swap out Silver Ash for Yapyala. So skill 3. Might actually swap out Pinecomb for Katana as well. Suppose I could also use Shirayuki, I guess. A lot of things to consider at the moment because I didn't realize how much damage those guys do when they decide they want to throw stuff out. I also think that I have not got a second defender on the other side, so this is also going to be pretty interesting. So because I don't have a second defender on the other side, I'm once again going to swap around my vanguards. So I'm going to put Scavenger here and Courier on the other side because Courier's tankier. So if I'm going to have anybody defending something, I want it to be Courier. Squeeze out those deployment points, get your healer in. So we're basically going to be doing the same thing. So our slower here, even though I still have Benenko. Yapyala's going to go in up the top. So she's going to go in here. And then I am going to do my best to try and organize these in the correct way. Because I'm going to need to organize these really, really well. So what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to wait for that enemy to move forward. I just want to get this one enemy here. So I'm going to wait for that dog to leave. I'm going to put my fast redeploy here. I'm going to put Shirayuki there. Gavial here. And unfortunately, Ethan's going to be on his own. Alright, so I need a tank. Full stop. So tank in. Probably behooved me to have had somebody to fast redeploy there looking at it. So I may actually need to put Ethan here. Can he attack everything there? Sort of. Sort of. So I'll use Shirayuki's skill just to slow those golems and everything else down. I'll use Yapyala's skill now. I'll use Orchid's skill as well, just to make sure that they do actually stay where they're supposed to. Use this and this. And I think what's going to happen is that enemy's going to blow up and actually take everything out. So basically I am losing a lot. Fortunately. I'm losing far more in the way... I'm losing the gramophones a lot quicker than I want to be losing them. So, obviously, Yato's not helping me. I do need fast redeploy, that much is obvious. So I'm going to use red with a first skill. second to this, I'm probably not going to need someone like Podenko at this point in time, so I'm going to take her out. I'll replace her with Utage. If I can find her. There she is. Don't think Shirayuki is going to help me. Ethan is probably definitely not helping me as much as I think he is. But who don't I need? Who don't I need? I don't need... I need everyone. Yes, that's probably not great. Alright. Just gonna have to do. So I'll take Courier out, and I'm actually gonna make a Myrtle swap in with skill 2. I know that seems weird, but there's a method to my madness. And the method is that I need another healer, but I can't fit one. So we're going to deploy Myrtle first this time. Ah, no, we'll deploy Scavenger first. Because if I don't deploy Scavenger first, things are going to go very pear-shaped very quick. I'm going to deploy Myrtle back one. Skill. Alright. Healer in. Our slower. Facing down. Myrtle skill. I'm going to deploy Ethan, but I'm going to deploy Ethan up here this time. Facing down. Yeah, Fiala. Project Dread. Fast redeploy here to catch that leaker. Scavenger skill. So I'm going to leave red there. Now I'm going to take red out after those two doggos have gone. I'm going to put red Utage in, so I want to get that enemy down. Ethan's skill. I don't need you, so I'll get you out. Fast redeploy is done. One there. So Utage just went down, that's fine. I'm not too fussed about that. When that enemy comes in front of Scavenger, so once Scavenger starts hitting it, we're going to deploy red in again. And that's so Scavenger can attack it as well. Red's done. Scavenger out. Hora in. Shirayuki in. So now we're going to take Myrtle out. Fast redeploy in. To slow that enemy down. We want to slow that enemy down as long as we can. I expect Gravel to die, basically. Graveler's not going to die. So, Yaphiala's skill. Project Red. Or a skill. I was expecting far more from those gramophones, I'm not going to lie. Those gramophones have absolutely let me down. I cannot emphasize how much those gramophones have just let me down. Alright, so that whole plan is going in the bin. That whole plan's a scrap. So what do we do from here? What do we do when we need to scrap the whole plan? Well, we go back to using Courier. That's a good first step. And what we're going to do from there is basically just... I'll actually swap that skill too, because I don't need to use that skill a lot. We're still going to keep the same sort of group setup because I still want to keep doing that. But I'm going to move a whole bunch of operators around this time and work from there. Which is crazy, I know. So what are we going to do? We're just going to go straight, try and save up our 10. 10. Courier. 10. Scavenger. Effie. Effie's gonna have to be in the same place. You could put her over here, I guess, if you really wanted. Just try and keep Effie away from everything. I know that probably sounds particularly weird to say, but... Ethan. Now, Ethan is gonna have to go... here. Face Ethan up. Slower is going to go here, again facing down, same as last time. So this time we're going to stick in Suzuran here. I think. And Gabriel right next to her, because I don't care if Orchard dies. If Orchard dies, Orchard dies. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to catch that first enemy with red. I'm going to use Ethan's skill because I want to get that enemy down. And basically what that does is it gives those gramophones time to get rid of those enemies. So now we're going to swap out a tank. So the first gramophone went through. Not super fussed about it. So fast redeploy. Now this may need some alteration because I'm looking at this and it's not going well. Straight up, it's not going well. We're going to use Effie's skill. What's that sleepy Kai? Hello. I'm going to use Cora's skill because she's probably going to get hammered. I do need to get someone in here. Unfortunately. So again, I may need to just sort of rearrange everything that's going on here, because I'm watching this, and this just isn't going the way it's supposed to. Like, I can probably just delay the rest of this. This is probably not a huge issue. But delaying it is not going to help me get the ends I need. And Gavial's not going to slow that down anyway. So, I got that enemy, but I missed the other one. And I also don't have a drink. Holy hell. Uno momento, ladies and gents. I need to grab a drink. Which is really, really weird, because I thought I had a drink. Alright, try again. Whoop. So once again, we've had a major issue. Shiryuki has proven to be inefficient. So what are we going to do? Well, we're just going to go... Caster. We're going to find ourselves an AoE caster. So, I like Grey. Let's go with Grey. With this second skill. Why? Because Grey has a slow. I'm happy with Yapyala. Sort of. Kind of. Not really. And we are also going to have to do something about Ethan, who's not pulling his weight. So what are we going to do about Ethan? Well, that's a significantly harder question to answer. So I'm going to pull in Manticore, and we're going to go with that. Now I keep grabbing the empty can. Having a good day today. So the setup for this will be identical. We'll throw our two vanguards in. One and two. There's nothing too special or crazy about that. The big difference is what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting Manticore here. And we're going to be backing up with Ethan. So basically there's going to be a lot of just generic slow damage. Yapyala. I'm going to be putting Grey here. Actually, I might put Grey over here. So here comes the first enemy, and Manticore is just going to poleaxe that enemy. I'm going to put Grey here. That enemy has entered Ethan's range, so I'm going to use Ethan. Here comes a new one, so I'm going to use Project Red here. This enemy needs to be slowed. Utage. And now you're actually seeing the difference between me using a slower and not using somebody at all. So we'll use Project Red again. We'll use a healer here. Red out. Pop Gravel in. Yapyala's skill. Now the big question is going to be, how much damage is this going to do across everybody here? So that gramophone just swapped, so that's bad. Full stop, that's bad. Now there are ways to work around this, but we need to establish first and foremost what the hell's going to be happening every time one of those guys blows up. So we've established first and foremost that when one of those guys blows up, it's basically going to cause massive kerfuffle, but now we just have these enemies here. Not having that gramophone is going to be an issue, so I'm going to use red and then gravel to slow that enemy down. He's shielded, so I need to make sure that enemy does not run too far away from the gramophones, which I'm pretty sure he's going to, but I don't need anybody else here. All these guys are pointless. I'm going to leave Yakyala in there because she is actually doing something. So we've just got Utage down. These two guys probably will die, but I'll just make sure. And that's it. Super sloppy. But that is more or less how we're going to play through this. So I'll do it one more time. And what I'll do this time is I'll actually do another unit swap around. Just to make sure that that gramophone doesn't end up under their control. Because I think there's actually a challenge for this map, but you don't need to do it on AX, so it doesn't matter. Or maybe it's... no, it's definitely a different map. Never mind. Anyway. So I'm going to go in with the same group. I'll show you the same strategy. I'm just going to wiggle some people around and... yeah, we'll work from there. So... same thing, we'll deploy Courier in first. We'll deploy Scavenger in next. Then we will deploy Manticore here. Use that skill, and instead of putting Ethan here, we're actually just going to put Ethan one step down. Or alternatively, we can put Ethan here. But to do that, we're going to have to completely reorganize everything. Which is probably not super ideal. So what we'll need to do there is use Yafiala. Because obviously we need to get the deployment points to do all that. And that is where the issue is. So then we're going to need to use Grey. We're going to need to pop in a fast redeploy here. Use Manticore's skill to make sure that those enemies go down. Yakyala's skill to make sure that these enemies all go down as well. So that fast redeploy out. New fast redeploy in. That's fine, we're not fussed about that. I might actually just shove Ethan over here, I mean... it's going to accomplish the same thing, really. Or alternatively, I could also just stick Ethan up here. Because we need a healer. We need a healer in here. We need those deployment points. And now, basically, I need to find a way to get... Cora in here. Courier is no longer required, so we'll take Courier out. That enemy's gone. We'll delay this enemy. This enemy needs to go. Ethan's skill. Actually, I think that may be wrong. Just looking at it, yeah. We've made a mess. Made a big mess of it. Because I haven't got Yafiala's skill ready. And I needed Yafiala's skill ready. No! No! So I may not actually be able to get that pull through with everything. Well, moving on. This is the map where you need to get all the gramophones active. 2 gramophones start under the enemy's control, and 2 of the Colossi have increased health, which is not great. I won't... No, I can suppose I can start off with Manticore. Grey's no use to me here. Operators like Laze, however, are. They are quite good. But I'm just going to use Amia. Amia with second skill. I believe I also need another caster, so we'll just grab Haze. Skill 2. I think that will be okay. I will actually get rid of Utage. I don't need red. I do need a second tank, because I only have 1 tank at the moment. Bubble do. And we will shimmy all the way across, and we'll grab our Robit. I also have Yafiela there, and I probably shouldn't. Anyway. So, not fun, this map, when it starts off. It's really not fun, actually. So, 1, 2. Now, you can use a fast redeploy. And from here, we're going to get healers in. So, 1 and 2. Ethan. We're going to pop Ethan here. Facing up. And that's to start working on this middle one. Fast forward again. Haze. So that's done, so we're going to take out that fast redeploy. Amia in. Use Ethan's skill. Fast redeploy in. Tank. Just waiting for those deployment points. There we go. Tank. Use Haze's skill after you've got that tank in, so we're not concerned. Yep, good shit. That's not how you're supposed to do that, buddy. Alright, well that was a cock up. I don't know why that happened. But that's alright, because that gives me an opportunity to go back and swap in another fast redeploy. Although I don't actually need more fast redeploys, it's probably more beneficial to bring... No, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Really? Really? Let's be dead honest here. You're not who I'm after. Okay. Take 2. Alright. So the same thing. We basically, unfortunately, want to delay it as long as we can. Because the longer your vanguards are out there, the worse it's going to be for literally everybody involved. So what we're going to do is deploy courier about now. Scavenger about the same. Fast redeployed there to get that one cycling. And our 2 healers. You're probably better off, honestly, in this map, and I'll be dead honest with everybody here, you're better off using Mu. Straight up. You probably should not be using Suzuran. You should be using Mu and Gabriel. Anyway, unimportant. We're going to put somebody here. We're going to pop Ethan in. Gonna pop Hayes. So that one's done, so we can swap that out. Amia. That's fine. That was a fast redeploy. I don't care. Ethan's skill. That skill, sorry, not fast redeploy. I'll wait until I kill that. Then I'll start throwing in my tanks. One, and I'll wait for that skill to go through. Fast redeploy. I'm not going to use Hayes' skill this time because that stuffed me up last time. I am going to leave Courier in there to try and get that down. Oh, maybe not. Pop that in. And I was not paying. My brain prompted me and said that you'd put a tank there. My brain is just somewhere else today. Take whatever the hell we are. Now, obviously, if you've got more fast redeploys, bring more fast redeploys in place of Yato. The more fast redeployers you have, the better it's going to be. I'm not sure if Midnight's shades work, though. That might be worth investigating. So I'm going to do a little bit of a weird deploy order here, because I think I can get away with it. Because I'm actually going to do this, and that should start attacking my fast redeploy. Yes. Okay, beautiful. So, 1. And as soon as Courier is done, his should swap over to... There we go. Push. So we're going to pop in... I'll actually pop in Yato up the top here to just start working that one. Because this one is hard. It's very difficult to get that gramophone because the golems enter from here and yeah, it all tends to just go bollocks up very quick. We'll pop in Hayes because this top side needs help first. That gramophone I'm satisfied with, so I'll take my fast redeploy out. Pop in Ethan. So see, this is where the issue is that the golems come through. So I can see that Yato's going to go down, so I'm not even going to bother. So this time I will place a tank in. I will place in Gravel here. Start working on that gramophone. Ethan's skill. Courier just swapped through, so I'm just going to do this. These guys attack 2 targets, and that's why I bollocks that up with Hayes. I probably should have seen that coming a bit better, but it's okay. So I can't actually use Hayes' skill at all, so if I fail this, I'll swap that over. Okay. Yato back in. So I do need to change that. That was a bad option. Poor career choice. Very poor career choice. A AoE healer would probably come in a lot handier there too. So we'll swap a few things out. The first we'll swap out Suzuran for an AoE healer. So I'll just bring Perfumer. And second to that, I will swap out Gaviol for Myrrh. Because Myrrh will make my life a lot easier in the long haul. Haze obviously needs that skill. That's it. Quite content with that from there on. So I'll do the same thing as I did last time. Get those deployment points cycling, and then we'll just go... Oops, career up here. 1, 2, fast redeploy. The sooner we get these done, the better. So... No, I'll wait for healers first. So we'll pop in Perfumer here. And Myrrh will top everybody up. There we go. Beautiful. So then we'll pop in Yato. And it also helps having Perfumer with a map-wide heal talent because our fast redeploys can sit there and get healed while they're getting smashed, so they can maybe take another hit or two. It's not great, but I mean, it's something, isn't it? So I'm actually going to take that out because I really want to start cycling some other stuff. So Yato, I'll take her out. I'll pop in Amiya. There's my fast redeploy back. So I'll pop her back in down here. Throw in a tank. Waiting for this skill. So this time I will and can use Haze's skill. I will also use that. Swap out and in. Use Ethan's skill. Yato back in once that golem has left that zone. Now Yato's going to get caned here. There's nothing I can do about it, but I need to keep working on that gramophone. I have to. That's just the bottom line of it. Yeah, it's not a matter of wants, needs, or anything else. It's a matter of, well, that's just how it be. So I've just lost Haze, which is uninspiring, for lack of a better word. Alright, so I've lost everything. So that's just a big bollocks up, unfortunately. Which means that I'm going to have to reassess that whole situation. So, where are the active points? There are no active points on that. It's all just through the center, which is just annoying. Okay, this is probably going to be a lot harder than I thought at first value. I'm curious as to what my original auto deploy was. Holy hell. Yeah, get that up here. Right. So the bottom line is that I'm probably going to need, again, to bring in a second operator like this. Using Scorpion Venom this time for Manticore is probably going to be a bit more beneficial. It's probably also going to be far more beneficial for me to use Ethan's passive skill. Haze is certainly not doing me any favors, but I don't think there's a lot I can do about that without bringing up somebody a bit heavier. You have even less health. That's not helpful. Where's Katana? Everybody has less health. Right. That's just unhelpful, full stop. I'll try my luck with Acid Drop. I don't like my odds, but I'll try my luck. Actually, I might be able to swap them around. I'll stick with Acid Drop and I'll see what happens. Because I think I can actually swap them around. I also think that I can use a AoE guard here. Okay, let's try this. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to try it. So we're obviously going to need deployment points fast. So we'll do the typical start. Do that. We'll use Myrrh. Perfumer. And then I might just push for something else. So if I actually use, say, Ethan here. Shit. I don't want to do that. But I'm trying to get that one active, so I might have him back before the time I need him. Only because I bollocks that up right off the bat. So we'll put in Manticore here. Army here. Out. In. My fast AoE there.
早くしろ。
You out, you in.
皆さんが私のことを信じてくれてますから。お薬です。受け取ってください。
ここだ。アピ
See
ール
if
タイ
this
ム。
works. There we go, there's that one, but I think that one's heading on its way out now.
大丈夫。
It is definitely on its way out, and I am definitely losing stuff there. Okay. So, I'm going to need to redesign my strategy. And I need to redesign it on the basis that those enemies down here can hit me. Which isn't too bad, because that's a fairly easy redesign, I think. Because that's as simple as going back to Haze, actually. If I can find Haze again. And I'm fairly certain if I do that, I can go back to using that skill.
自由にやらせてもらうよ。
Thermite is not helping me. So for Thermite, I'm going to need to go back to using... probably Yato again.
ヤト、入隊する。
Other than that, I can leave this the way it is. So this time we're going to reorganize things.
私を狂わせる。自由
I'm going to start off the same though, so I'm going to deploy my vanguards in the same spots.
進め。
Two, fast redeploy here.
私から逃げられると思っているの？
やるのか。
お前にかける情けはない。
これが
AoE healer.
というものね。
Yato. We're gonna do Ethan. I'm not gonna do Mer because I don't need Mer just yet. So oops. Actually, yes. Gonna have to put her there. Because this one's really, really hard to get done. That was my fast redeploy, so I'm not too fussed about that.
問題なそういう香りは
I will be fussed if Scavenger goes down, which she just
どう
did.
かな。
Okay, I was a bit too optimistic with how much damage she could take. I saw her sitting there
ひとまずここから
living
離れる。
pretty, and yeah,
こちらです。
obviously she wasn't living pretty. Oh, I'm onto the Originite Prime, so this is going to be my last run. Well, when I run out of this lot of sanity, this will be the last lot. So 10 right there. Here.
早くしろ。
Here.
私はあなたの影。
早くしろ。
お前にかける情けはない。
So Perfumer.
これが戦場というものね。
Mid-core.
開始。
Yato. So now I'm gonna have to put Mer in.
気をつけなきゃ。お薬です。
突撃。
しっかり
I will put Armia over here because Armia's tankier.
やるのか
Oops.
やるのか。
お前はもう戻れないんだよ。
I will put Ethan here because Yato's working on this one. So that's done. I can have her back. I'll put Hayes here.
大丈夫治ります
So now this is where I really need to start working on getting my tanks in. This first enemy I don't believe is going to cause me an issue, but this second one is. So I'm going to take out Yato because, like it or not, I need to put a tank in. I'm pretty sure I can use Hayes' skill there. The answer is yes, I absolutely can.
ご命令を。
ちゃんと狙って
Skill out. In. No, I can't. Bloody hell.
突撃。
大丈夫治ります
大中です。
Now I'm just sort of looking to see if I can get away with whatever's going on here.
できるかな
So we'll put Yato in here because I kind of want to do my best to try and delay this first golem. At the moment, that's where I'm at, delaying the first golem,
私が
which I've done. I've done that successfully. Okay, that is gone. Done and done.
大丈夫治ります
Now the big issue I have here is obviously that I am now leaking. I'm leaking down the bottom here. Tanks are not good enough. I need AoE guards. I need AoE guards because fucking Hayes keeps dying.
ひとまずここを離れよう。こちらです。早く。
So, I'll keep the same team. What I'll do is I'll swap them around. I'll swap Estelle and Cora around. And see how that works. I'll also do my absolute best to try and do another little swap, which will be just a deployment placement swap. 10. Or 5.
私から逃げられると思っているの
早く。
Skill.
お前はもう戻れないんだよ。
Yep.
これが戦場というものね
Perfuma. Yato. This time I'll put Ethan here. Because I really want to try and get Ethan to stop this as much as possible. Now the big issue that I'm going to face here is that I need to get Hayes in and Mur in. So there goes that operator. Yeah, they're going. I mean, I've finished them all before, so it's not a huge issue, but,
治療が必
you
要
know.
な人はいませんか
I'm just doing this for the hell of doing them.
待ち伏せ準備でき
Really? Doing them for funsies.
私から逃げられると思っているの行くよ
早くしろ。
Alright. So, once that enemy's dead, we'll swap Estelle in. And now these enemies should hit Mur and Estelle. Hayes should be completely fine to do what she wants to do. So that one's gone, so we're going to take her out, put her in.
お薬です。
I'll take Kuria out, I'll put
オラオラ
her in.
しっかり
So far everything is going the way it's supposed to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this golem to get off onto Ethan, and I'm going to deploy
ここにしよう
Gavial in. I'm just going to face the golem. I don't have to face the golem, but I'm going to just to get a bit more damage on it.
声は咲いている私が
So I'm going to save a still skill because I don't think I'm going to need it.
お薬です受け取ってください
And this time my frickin' healer has let me down. So Yato is going to be the sacrificial lamb in this particular instance. Because I just need to delay that golem a little bit.
行くよこれならどうかなちゃんと狙って投げな
This is the
さい
time I will need to use that healing skill, and I think Korra is probably going to get fucking hammered because there's nothing I can do about that. And last but not least, this center one should activate Uno Memento. There it goes, so I can take her out.
大丈夫
I will delay this particular enemy with Kuria. Now I'll delay with Yato. Fast redeploy. So everything that's going on now is as good as it can get, and I've just lost another fucking operator. Rawr. Heck.
先に帰ってでいいぜ。足止めくらいは俺にもできるさ。
It's kind of funny because if I just bumped up my healers to 5 stars, it would be perfectly fine. I'm just getting hammered by health. Also probably absolutely don't need these skills. I thought it would be better, but they're not. It's just kind of funny to see like the difference just between 1 star and as far as health goes. Like, let's just say I bump these up to Spectre. Probably don't even need skill 2 with Spectre. I don't really think there's that much damage coming in. And then I've got Korra, so let's just say, I don't know, who will be 5-star defenders? Korra would probably be okay. I don't think Korra was the problem. I do need Perfumer, sort of. Then I would probably typically use like Silence, I suppose.
分かったしっかり援護するから
Typically. Typically. Yeah, I just kind of... I wouldn't say I'm clearing them. I mean, I am, but it's more just sort of dribbling on. I mean, this is an old event. There's no point in me uploading videos for these because there's already a billion videos up about this event because it's a rerun. So, you know, mine are just going to get lost in the pile. But I figure I may as well just do a live stream and sort of explain, you know, what goes on when I make videos. All the shit I go through. The wavelengths and all the rest of it. Just so people can see that all the suffering that goes on. So what do? We go Perfumer, we go Yato. Because there is a lot of crap that goes on behind the scenes. A lot of struggle that goes on behind the scenes, and I know a few people I've spoken to get like really discouraged playing this because like they feel like they're just throwing stuff at the wall and nothing really sticks, you know? And I mean, that's fine, I get that. It's understandable. Have a nice day.
早くしろ、お前はもう戻れないんだよ。
待ち伏せ準備できた。
Hey yo, how be you?
私から逃げられると思っているの？ほら、しっかり。自分が強いとでも思ってるのかな。
God damn it, Hayes. You're a disappointment, Hayes. So are you, Ethan. What the hell is up with your skill? Holy hell.
ご命令を。
おバカさんたち、僕が相手だよ。
やるのか。
I have made a big critical error here. Massive errors have been made. I think it may have been because I upped my costs, and now I've just stitched myself up. Hayes, I hate you, and you are not helping me. Do any of my snipers have decent health? Probably not. Why would any of my snipers have decent health? Where is? I thought she had heaps of health.
私の出番ですね。
Although I think that deployment point boost is really gonna hurt me. I have a suspicion that increasing that deployment points by, what, double? Is probably going to do more harm than good, but I'll see. See how we go. Okay, so I want Amia here. think. It's me massive brainstorm right here. Ethan here. Now I need another healer.
問題ない。こういう香りは好き？
スピードアップ。
はい。やるのか。
釘のようにここ
That.
にしっかり支えます。
That.
我が同胞たちよ。慌てないで。
どうすりゃいいんだ。いざもっとやれ。
Ethan. You. I think this is right so far.
やるのか。お前にかける
Skill.
情けはない。やるのか。
Now, Spectre.
深き海より参りました。指示はあるかしら。
待機中です。
In. Heal. Drone. Ah!
どうする。暴力じゃ何も解決しない。
Go, Ethan, go!
料理するには十分だぜ。
みんなを助ける。
That was more ass than class, I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Now they all go down, I think.
我が同胞皆さんが私のことを信じてくれてますから。
At least I'm nearly certain they all go down.
お待ち。深淵に帰りなさい。バッテリーはまだまだ持ちますよ。
So far, so good. Ethan can stall. Yeah, that's it. Even if it goes pear-shaped at this point in time, I can recover it. Even the most pear-shaped problem now is going to be easily fixed.
問題のこういう香りは好き？ちゃんと直すから。
Alright. Go, Pine Cone! I have faith that you can do it.
やるぞ。
Someone's hitting that for 50. I don't know who it is. I'm not very impressed by that 50, but that's okay.
ドクター君が指揮を取ればきっと勝てると信じていたわ。
Alright, next up, what do we got? Allied units have greatly reduced defense. Oh, I hate this map. This map makes me absolutely loathe my life. Oh dear. Uno memento, lads and ladettes. I need to add another thing to my blacklist list. I'm trialing out new blacklist stuff, so if you find a word that shouldn't be blacklisted that is blacklisted, I'm not sure. Find a way to let me know. Because I have certain individuals who keep posting shit on my fucking stream. I'm not even popular streamer, why are you putting shit on my stream? I'm trying to work out how to best do this fucking... This one I hate. Always had issues with this. I also thought I put a delay on my chat. It's good to see that my chat still pops up messages I delete. So much stuff I need to work out. My gosh. Alright. It's not important. What is important is that I need to work out what the hell I'm gonna do here. I'm not too sure why they tell you to put them there and there. Roadblocks. Now these maps take forever to work out just because you've got to work out the roadblocks. I want to trash a lot of these operators. That's literally the hardest part of this entire thing, is just working out roadblocks. So I'm going to keep a fast redeploy, that is what is. I'm probably going to want long-range snipers, I imagine. It's really awkward, this map, and I don't particularly like it. I will, however, consider showcasing the Suzuran for this particular map. I also think that I might showcase the other operator if I can find them. Yep. Thought I only put him up to level 30. Oh, duh, skin. Alright. So that aside... I'm gonna need a long-range sniper. This is the sort of map where W is just so good. Because W just puts landmines everywhere. I suppose I could also use, like, Silver Ash, I guess. I am, however, going to use Blue Poison. Because I adore Blue Poison. I think I'll use Beeswax, and I'll see how I go from there.
そんなに私を避けなくても大丈夫ですのよ。
Do my vanguards first.
彼らを観察して感染
Do
対
a
策を
vanguard first at the very least.
と実験の役に立つから。
Squeezy that one. Alright. So now the question is, how do I make the most of this mess? Probably don't. Just deal with it. So I'm gonna want... Yeah. I don't know how well this is gonna work at all. Come on, Perfumer! Power on! So I can put Suzuran there. That's fine. The one big issue I have is this enemy here. Because there's no way to actually slow him down to the point where it's going to be helpful. Because what happens is they come up here and they just belt the living tits off everything. And it all goes downhill. The only thing I can really think of is just to find an operator that can belt the shit out of them, like, nigh immediately. And then go from there. Which, I mean, I can find an operator that can do that. I mean, Silver Ash, I could probably do it with Silver Ash instead of using Ayerscarpe. Alternatively, I suppose I could do what everybody does. Just swap back down to a regular slower, so I'll use Danko. Take two. Maybe. Alright. So if I put blue here, block that off. Block that off. Use that skill. Do that. I'm not sure if that's gonna work, because that definitely doesn't look like it's working in the least.
ごめんなさい。私またやっちゃったみたいね。
What is, I haven't even looked. Allied units have greatly reduced defense. Well, that doesn't help at all, really. It probably doesn't help that those towers are healing them the whole time they're standing right next to them as well. Okay, you're out. You're out, you're in. I'm running out of the sanities. It's tragic. I'm going insane. Just trying to even work out how I could get those enemies down. Ideally. Because I don't want enemies coming from straight out here. I reckon I just flood them all through the center here. That's what I reckon. Which probably doesn't help me here either anyway, but, you know. I suppose the real question is that gonna warrant a reaction? The answer is no. Because, I mean, the other side of the coin is, look at how much damage they're not taking. One of those is going to die, the other one is not. Okay. I suppose I could just be like really, really cheesy. Just go like the whole cheese. Not just part of the cheese, the whole cheese. Nothing but the cheese. The cheesiest of cheeses. Which would involve me bringing like a whole bunch of operators, which I probably usually wouldn't bring. But I mean, why not? Let's have some excitement in our lives.
怪しいやつをチームに入れないように気をつけるのが。
A little bit of excitement never hurt no one. Just a little. Not talking skydiving fun.
ビースト正体出発。あれ、あの人たちが今回の敵。
5. Okay. Do that. Do that. Fast forward. 2, 3.
ここですね。任せて。
Now, I don't know how well this is going to work. That's the absolute truth.
なんでしょう。押しつぶせ。
I'm expecting it to work okay, but without actually going through it all, I wouldn't have a damn clue. So if I slow him there... No, I don't think that's actually going to work at all, because I wasn't paying too much attention. I have no idea if this is going to work the way I think it's going to work. Nearly did. It probably doesn't help that I was trying to do something entirely different, so I'm going to have to redefine or rework everything I do with like all my little bits and bobs. So like doing that would probably be more beneficial. I also kind of feel like using Angelina's second skill would be more beneficial as well, but... So, go 10, 5, 5, 5. Do that. Do that. Do that. If I can run these back, it'll be fantastic. Ow! My Vanguard. My glorious Vanguard. Yes, that's not gonna work. I don't think I need a fast redeploy, so maybe if I change the fast redeploy over to Myrtle. Could always just swap Scavenger out as well, I guess. Everybody loves Zimmer. I love Zimmer. What skill did I? Good. I couldn't remember what skill I gave her. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put a healer in there. Otherwise, I don't think my vanguards are gonna live. In hindsight, that probably was not the wisest choice I've ever made. Oh dear. Tragedy. Sorry, Perfumer, you've been given the flick. Alright. Take whatever the heck we're up to. 10. Plop. 5. Plop. 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 7. That's that. Oop. Right, Myrtle. Ah, not Myrtle, sorry, Myr. No. I love how my little crab can actually sit there and assist. I don't love how you're just walking away. Tragedy strikes. Myrtle has let me down. Myrtle has absolutely let me down. Not that that's terribly surprising. Myrtle lets me down on a fairly frequent level. I wouldn't trust Myrtle as far as I could throw her, and frankly, given that she's a Durin, I could probably throw her pretty far. Yeet the small creature. Alrighty.
Hi, Doctor. 出発します。バット。みんな安心して戦って。私がついてる。
ねえ。ねえ。
了解した。黙っていろ。
あれね。You there with that there. There. Damn it. Shouldn't have placed Place one too many roadblocks.
もうダメです
That was right, but I just placed one too many roadblocks
敵を
down.
引きつけますから早く行ってください
That was good. I liked that one. That was a good start. We only got 2 more attempts left. Hmm.
始めよ
みんな安心して戦って私がついてるから
Alrighty. That there.
命令を
That.
縛られるつもりは
There.
ない
You there.
私たちの実力を見せてあげよう
Roadblock. Healer.
治療が必要な人
Haven't got Myrtle in yet.
お薬です
Myrtle.
ドクターここっていい景色だねここは通さないよ
I can delay them.
ちゃんと狙って投げないと
命令を言いつけ
みんなこっち来て
Be careful there, otherwise I'll lose the few roadblocks I have left.
承知した お薬です
I think it's gonna put her there. Yeah. Even if I was to just absolutely slow these enemies, I don't think I would ever get the damage I need on them. Like, I'd have to be slowing them pretty extremely.
支援を呼ぶのだ
Which is where I'm kind of seeing an issue. So, like, just as a flat example, right? If I were to grab Suzuran with her second skill,
せっかくの作戦
swap Angelina over to skill 1, just
可能な限り頑張ります
because. I'll leave Podenko in. I'll leave everything the way it is. I'm not too sure how I feel about Beanstalk, but that's okay. So I'll just try something completely different. Just because I kind of want to see where it goes or where it leads me.
この戦いはオリジニウムのせいなの
バッタ
あれあの人たちが今回の敵
5.
了解した
Skill. Throw Myrtle in.
ドクターここっていい
Throw
景色
that
だね
in. Throw her in there. Whoops. Jesus Christ. Do that. I'll have to resize my window now because I just bollocks that right up.
わあ
Use that. Myrtle in.
気をつけなきゃ
You that way.
大丈夫治ります
That there.
来た来たこのおバカうちの子たちをいじめないで
Can I put you there, or are you gonna get shot if I put you there? You're gonna get shot if I put you there.
縛られるつもりはない。
お薬です。集中。
Get rid of that crab. That there. Yeah, so see, the key issue is that they're still running across in front of that damn... in front of those.
空を舞う感覚味わってみない？どうしたのだ？事件なのだ？
Which is still on its own going to cause me a huge amount of issues.
ちゃんと狙って投げないと。
Mood doesn't need to be there.
わかりました。
Instead, it would be more logical to have her there.
おらおら。
Yeah, I just... there's... having those two active is kind of an issue. An issue which I'm not entirely sure I can resolve without, you know, rethinking my entire plan. How many more do I have? I don't have any more. That's it. Sorry, ladies and gents. That's all I got. I'm all out of sanities. So, unfortunately, that's all I have for you today. Although I have been at this for 3 hours and my stomach is starting to make quite obnoxious noises, so it's probably as good a time as any to call it a day. Because you'll probably be hearing my stomach quite soon. So for those of you who did come along, thanks for coming along and watching me crap around and do silly stuff, because a lot of it was silly stuff. If you're not subbed, please hit that sub button, because that one really helps me out. For those of you who may or may not be lurking on Twitch, shoot me a follow if you like, or head over to my YouTube channel and sub there, because that's helpful. And I hope the rest of you are all doing your utmost to try and clear these EX maps. The EX maps on their own aren't too bad, it's just when you start going on the challenge mode, because this is an old event, so it's quite nice. Although there are these ones, I probably should give these a bit of a crack for people too, because these ones are a bit exciting. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I am all out of sanity for the day, so thank you once more, everybody, for coming along, and take care of yourselves. Have a Merry Christmas, although I will be back tomorrow. But if you're not here tomorrow, have a Merry Christmas and stay safe.